Alright, hello. Another day that we're streaming, but also because of the fact that I won't be here this weekend to stream. So hopefully we will enjoy this early stream. Alright, so we are still on the main mission. Currently I am in here because I was working on the Forgotten Hall. Everybody's trying to be like, you should do the
Hey, it's my first time on the Astral Express. I've heard quite a bit about the hospitality of the Nameless. Shouldn't you be showing me around? Oh, so you've noticed. Well, we're hardly strangers. Better to skip the formalities, right? I'm definitely not the first IPC staff member to board the Astral Express. I've heard that the IPC and the Nameless cooperated frequently when Akavili the Trailblazer was still around. I've also heard that the board once considered spending a fortune to buy out the Astral Express and to make it part of their business. However, all their offers were quickly declined. Just between you and me, I think declining the offers was a smart choice. Capital definitely plays a critical role in the universe. But if everything in the world revolved around it, then life would be a lot less romantic. Don't you think?
Interesting. I haven't checked like the little check-in notebook in a hot minute. Interesting. We're like so close to being able to do another 10 pull. Look at that. So close. Anyway, so like I said, we are doing the main story quest currently. And we have explored all of this area. We have not explored these two, but that is fine. Misha is showing us around the Dreamflux Reef and is apparently going to lead us to Robin. But that also proves that Robin is not the one that is talking to Gallagher right now, which I imagine that's Sunday. And apparently the Dreamflux Reef is slowly being eaten by a black hole.
Everyone, look! From here, you can see the most spectacular view of Dreamflux Reef.
A black hole? An accretion disk formed from consolidated memoria? Was Dreamflux Reef built on such unstable memoria?
Oh, so Mr. Yang is also versed in memoria dynamics. I was just trying to figure out how to explain this huge hole to everyone. I bet you guys have a lot in common with Miss Kami.
Oh, we've talked to her before.
My calculations are finally done. In another 10 system hours, the above dream will swallow the dream below. My hypothesis was correct. This place will cease to exist as the dream devours everything. Who are you all, and why haven't you left yet? This place is about to disappear. I'm Kami, a dreamscape surveyor specializing in memoria dynamics, and this is my life's work that I'm researching. See that huge gaping hole? It was just a narrow rift many years ago, but now it's grown into a giant hole. The surrounding memoria has been flowing towards the other end of the hole at a constant velocity, slowly but surely. But the scary part is, according to my calculations, the flow rate of memoria has recently changed, and it's faster than ever before. It's almost as if something is sucking it in from the other side. By constantly improving upon Madame Rosalina's Memoria measurement method, I've finally obtained accurate results. After 10 system hours, the Dreamflux Reef will cease to exist. Just like the melting of glaciers, everything will crumble and disintegrate. The dreams on that side of the void will fuse into one.
Please don't worry. This sort of thing has happened many times before. Miss Katie isn't a bad person. She's just a bit lost in her own world. She'll probably realize she's wrong soon enough.
Except for the one time she's right.
You don't say.
Oh, do you know her too? Or are you also a fan of Memoria Dynamics?
I'd totally skip that. There was something else that piqued my interest. Who is Madame Rosalina?
We're very interested in Madame Rosalina's achievements. Could you tell us a little more about them?
Why, of course. She's an excellent scholar of Memoria Dynamics, and the first person to apply Memoria rate measurement methodology on interstellar travelers. Regrettably, due to the presence of the Garden of Recollection, ordinary people don't pay much attention to the nature of Memoria. She departed this world without much fame, leaving only a few thin journals behind. I came to Penacony to learn more about my idol, and went to great lengths to seek out Dreamflux Reef, all because this is her final resting place. Prodigies always meet their demise prematurely. If only Madame Rosalina had more time, she would have discovered a way to reverse the flow of Memoria. I felt it. The source is in the golden hour. There is a certain anomalous presence stirring the currents of the memory zone. I must uncover more concrete proof. I must convince everyone.
Stellaron? Question mark?
Does the name Madame Rosalina sound familiar to you?
Nope. Oh. Maybe I should pay more attention.
That's right. It seems like she did a great deal of research and calculations in Dreamflux Reef before abruptly passing away.
Miss Katie regularly mentions her. I hear Madame Rosalina passed away during the prison war. She could see the Penacony of today. Its people building homes in the memory zone. I bet she'd be really happy.
Perhaps.
Our destination is the commercial district. That's where the largest crowds gather in Dreamflux Reef. We might be able to find the others there.
I'm getting stuck on a wall. Oh, there's March.
Let me go!
Please, come to your senses. I'm begging you.
March, why are we holding someone hostage?
Ghost! Don't come near me!
Oh my. I'm human and so are you. Can you get a grip? Mr. Yang and Mr. Trailblazer, I've been waiting for you.
Mr. Trailblazer?
Quickly, come help. I bumped into a member of the family on the way here. He was so scared and I just wanted to calm him down.
Let me go! Let me go! I've only done good in my life. Why can't I rest in peace after death?
Well, this is how it turned out. Ha ha, you're a regular comedian. He thinks he's dead. Although, when I first fell in, I also thought the same.
Dear guest, this is not the afterlife. This is Dreamflux Reef.
That's right. Did you hear that? Repeat after me. Dreamflux Reef.
You're talking to someone invisible. If I'm not dead, what am I? I shouldn't have pushed my luck and tried sleeping in my dream. Curiosity kills the papashi. Stop asking! You'll alert the monsters! All the dead are right here. All of them!
You're not talking about the Memory Zone meme, are you?
Don't say that name! It's all your fault. They're coming!
Oh, that's a new monster.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Conflict is pitiless.
Lend me your strength.
Here is thunder. He passed out. His intense negative emotions attracted the nearby memory zone memes.
I see. But why aren't the other people around here scared?
Unlike in the Sweet Dream, people here don't see Memory Zone memes as dangerous monsters. And even if they pose a threat, people can easily escape by forcing a wake-up call. But we can't just leave this man here. Can we take him somewhere safe?
We can ask Jessie for help. I've gotten to know many locals while waiting for you guys.
I remember when this place.
Everyone here is living a self-sufficient life. I don't know how to describe it, but this place feels like the real dreamscape. Evening, Jessie. Is it evening?
Welcome, Miss March. Who might these be?
These two are my friends. As for the man lying on the ground, he's a scaredy cat who fainted from fright.
I see. Another poor guy who accidentally ended up here. I'll take care of him. There have been a lot of new faces lately. Things must be tough in the beautiful dream. The few remaining havens of freedom in Asdana will soon face trouble.
Do such things often happen here?
Not really, but they're becoming more frequent now. Guess it's one of the signs of the Sweet Dreams collapse. This man has had quite the shock. Could you help me find a Halovian lady, March? Her songs can heal mental wounds.
A Halovian lady?
That must be Robin. She's also here in Dreamflux Reef.
Huh? Robin? But I thought she... Oh, right. If Firefly is here safe and sound, then it means Robin must be okay too.
Misha is about to take us to her to find out what happened. But before that, let's meet up with Himiko. You were with her earlier, right?
We met some stowaways in the residential area. Most of them came from neighboring star systems. I heard that places like Dreamflux Reef are scattered throughout the memory zone of Asdana, like islands in the ocean. They existed before the family arrived.
Interesting.
I also heard that when Dreamflux Reef took shape, it was the center of all dreamscapes in Penacony.
If that's true, it's no wonder there are so many similarities between this place and the Sweet Dream.
Himiko must be gathering information. Let's hurry up and get going.
Let's see how you handle a stroke of genius.
It sounds like Sampo's voice every time I hear that NPC. I'm like, Sampo? Have I been over here already? Yes. Okay. Want to make sure I shouldn't be very carefully observing.
She can't be too far away.
Who dis? He actually has design.
So that's how it is. I never imagined we'd gather the remaining details here.
Hello, hello. Welcome back. We are currently working our way through the main quest.
To borrow Gallagher's catchphrase, what an unpredictable twist of fate.
Himiko, here they are.
Ah, perfect timing. Now that everyone's here, I'd like to introduce everyone to Micah, who's partly in charge of the Land of the Exiles. Micah, these are my companions.
It's a pleasure to meet the Nameless.
You know us?
He looks like an older Gepard.
I've been keeping an eye on you since the day you arrived in Penacony. We would have met under more appropriate circumstances if Dreamflux Reef hadn't been isolated from the 12 dreamscapes. Please, allow me to formally introduce myself. I'm Micah, the Gravekeeper of Dreamflux Reef.
Gravekeeper?
Gravekeeper?
Me and March are the same person.
Life in Dreamflux Reef is pretty liberating. Everyone here mostly keeps to themselves, without meddling in others' affairs. My daily task involves cleaning a few tombstones.
You're too modest, Micah. When lost dream chasers stumble upon this place, you're the one who takes care of them, guiding them back to the sweet dream, or showing them how to survive the wild dream chaos.
Okay, so Sweet Dreams is like the Las Vegas Penacony, and the Wild Dreams is Dreamflux Reef. Interesting that they describe him as a gravekeeper, but his act is kind of like the boatman from Greek mythology. Oh, I forget his name. Who guides lost souls onto the afterlife. That's interesting.
So, guardian of sorts.
Were you talking to me, Mr. Yang?
On that note, Mr. Mika, which tombstones are you referring to? We didn't come across any graveyard when we arrived.
They're actually just symbolic stones. But since you're curious, Mr. Yang, I'll take you there. I have a feeling you might find something of interest there.
Interesting that there seemed to be a disconnect there for a second. Like, interesting.
But before that, you have an important guest joining you.
Robin?
An important guest? Who could it be?
I mean, the only other person we...
The roads here in Dreamflux Reef are a bit run down, so watch your step.
The only person we've been looking for is Robin, so I imagine it has to be her.
At this rate, the family will be done for. Done for!
Let's see. I wonder if these are the stones that we're gonna look at in a minute. Yeah, it's Robin. Okay, and that's an area I haven't explored yet.
There she is.
Really?
Oop.
Everyone sang so wonderfully. It's not often that I tried this music style, but I've gained some valuable insights from it.
Oh, I can't thank you enough, Robin. Well, these kids have made incredible progress in only a few days.
It was nothing, Grace. I merely taught them how to sing. It was you who brought hope into their lives. Life must be quite difficult for them in reality, I imagine.
That's right.
Whenever it's time to say goodbye to these kids, they're reluctant to leave. But I've explored every corner of Dreamflux Reef, talked to everyone I met, and they all told me the same thing. This shattered dream is not worth clinging to.
It seems you truly are a child of the Harmony. Emma and Andy are orphans I took under my wing. Carol there, with her blind eyes, used to work at a nutrition center in the outer ring of Penacony. And as for Gary, he's been living with autism since he was a child. They're not old enough to enter the sweet dream managed by the family. If we compare people to birds, these kids are like fledglings with impaired wings. But in this dream, well, they can fly freely. Even if they stumble along the way, well, they're still relying on their own strength. And me, an old lady with no legs. Well, without this dream, I couldn't even walk toward them.
I'm glad that you found a new life here in Penacony. It's just...
Don't worry, Robin. Dreams have their significance, but they aren't everything. Both the children and I understand this. No matter how long we fly through this dream, we will one day return to reality. But you know what? Emma and Gary aren't plagued by their insecurities anymore. No, and Carol is learning how to cope with her blindness. And Andy is livelier than ever. Well, even I've become more optimistic. You see, in dreams, we learn how to live. Once we return to reality, we learn how to survive.
And should our feathers be damaged, then we share our wings with one another. There's no need to covet an illusory sky in dreams, because we have the right and the ability to fly towards a broader horizon.
This conversation could be a little iffy, depending on how the context is taken.
It's a relief to see you safe and sound, Miss Robin.
It's nice to see you all again, Astral Express crew. I heard my disappearance caused quite the commotion out there. I'm really sorry about that.
Since you're here, can we assume that you're fully aware of the situation in Penacony?
Ever since I returned to Penacony, my voice started to change, until it gradually faded away. At first, I thought it was a temporary ailment, perhaps due to having been away too long. I thought maybe it just takes some time for my body to acclimate to the high concentration of Memoria and Asdana. But now it seems the root of the problem goes way beyond me. There are elements around me that don't align with the harmony. Losing my voice is just one of the signs of the Sweet Dreams collapse.
Sweet Dreams collapse. That memo keeper mentioned the same thing. So it's real.
While I was away from Penacony, the boundaries of the 12 dreamscapes kept expanding outward. But whenever I mentioned the anomalies in my dreams, all the family heads refused to talk about it. Only my brother was willing to respond. Later, I discovered the secret letters from the IPC ambassador, which further convinced me that there are hidden secrets beneath the surface of Penacony. So, following the clues in the Oak family's dossiers, I found my way here, the land of the exiles, concealed by the family under the guise of death. A dream within a dream, where Penacony's past is buried.
Hearing you speak, it sounds as if your voice has made somewhat of a recovery.
I hate to admit it, but the harmony in this place resonates more broadly than within the Sweet Dream. It's regrettable, but the family has experienced betrayal. The traitor, or traitors, abandoned their original principles and, using the name of harmony, exploited people's weaknesses to turn Penacony into the planet of festivities, trapping everyone in the illusion of the Sweet Dream.
Okay. So, like, they were saying that this place felt more like Penacony, like the Land of Dreams. So essentially, they created so these dream bubbles existed prior to anyone interacting with them. And they just were a natural phenomenon that happens in this area because of the acclimation of Memoria. And then people found them and started using them just like people do. And they wanted to make something similar, but they essentially made a synthetic version, which is the dreamscape we've been in till now, where it's like a fake version of what's in the wild because you can control that easier. And and the way they made it was based off of being in line with the harmony. But because greed and influence and stuff has crept in, the harmony is no longer balanced, and so this fake version of a dreamscape, a fake synthetic version of what a natural phenomenon that was in the area, is starting to collapse because the thing that was keeping it running is no longer working. Okay.
This is not the strong defending the weak, but rather the strong exploiting the weak. A world without equality won't ever be favored by the harmony. And naturally, those voices blessed by them have lost the ability to sing.
Could there be another force influencing the family's shift in philosophy, Miss Robin? Considering what happened with Acheron, it's difficult to conceive of another entity within the realm of the harmony capable of influencing everyone. unless a power surpassing that of an emanator is involved.
I'd heard about what happened to the Cienjo Alliance. But as far as I'm aware, the family hasn't faced any such external interventions. Who knows? Perhaps I've just been away too long and missed something.
Yeah, but you also mentioned, like, you have also admitted to the fact that the family is concealing different things. Like, you didn't know about Dreamflix Reef until you went looking for it. And so it's very possible that someone from the destruction team, I forgot what they're called, the people who follow the path of destruction with the intent of destroying the universe, essentially. Ravagers? I don't remember. Like, Fantilia. Could have wandered in.
Regardless, I cannot accept my home is moving towards the very opposite of what the Harmony represents, while still claiming to uphold it. I must uncover the reason why Mikhail cut ties with the family, and who exactly it was who betrayed us all. Do you remember our arrangement, Mr. Micah? Well, here's my answer. I've decided to forgo my role and never step foot on the Charmony Festival stage again.
11 system hours until the Charmony Festival. I didn't get to read all of that.
Here, brother. A little bird.
Oh, it's so cute.
Looks like a fledgling Charmony dove, but Charmony doves don't live here. So how did this little bird get here? Maybe its parents abandoned it?
It looks weak and frail. Why don't we find something soft and make a nest for it?
This place is too dangerous for a fledgling. Let's take it with us. We can put it on the wooden shelf in front of your window.
Okay. A bird like that must have a beautiful singing voice. But where will it live?
I'll ask the family head to build a cage for it.
A cage? But then it won't have the freedom to fly, right?
Let's see. What is it that has captured the attention of the two best interpreters of the Great One? To the point that they've forgotten how to enjoy their dessert. Oh, poor little thing. Doesn't look like it's doing well. Do you want to rescue it?
That sounds like, this sounds like, it says kind voice, but this voice sounds like the voice that was talking to Acheron through the hive mind. Just less aggressive.
I do. But I don't want to lock it up in a cage.
Why?
Even if it's small and not fully feathered, and can't sing. It didn't come into this world just to be locked up in a cage. Birds. They should be flying free in the sky.
That's quite the romantic idea. And what about you, a young scholar? Do you agree with your sister?
I think she's right. But if we leave it out in the wild, it won't survive for more than a few days at best.
Ah, I see. It seems our little scholar is still a bit unsure. Well, let me tell you youngsters a story. As you probably know, Charmony doves can fly through the air. When they fly really high, the friction caused by the flapping of their feathers against the atmosphere creates amazing lights, so that they look like shooting stars. We've seen this spectacle so many times that we think it's just something they can naturally do. But that's not the truth. Their radiant display is the result of countless struggles against nature over generations. Their ancestors were too weak to survive on the ground, so to escape predators, they started seeking new opportunities in the air. After countless attempts by many generations, one of them finally figured out how to fly. It soared into the sky and never looked back at the ground again.
So, you mean birds aren't born to fly, but they find a way to do it through their determination, right?
Well, that's an idealistic way of putting it. So, what are your thoughts, Sunday?
I think people believe birds are meant to fly because they've never seen those birds crashing to their death.
That's an interesting perspective. So, have you decided what to do with the bird now?
For now, I'll keep it in a cage until it can take care of itself because I want it to live, no matter what.
Interesting. Okay. This gives good character context for both of them because Robin is more of a live free even if your life is short, while Sunday is a more cautious even if you lose things in the process, it's better to live longer kind of person.
Well said, kids. It seems each of you has found your own answer. Your insights are truly remarkable. And I hope they come true in their own way.
We will take good care of it. Won't we, brother?
Yeah. But, Mr. Gopherwood, there's one thing I don't quite understand.
And what might that be, my son?
Weren't Sunday and Robin adopted? So if the kind voice is saying my son, maybe he's the man that adopted them?
What if this little Charmony dove never learns to fly in the end? I mean, if there are fledglings in this world that can never fly throughout their lives, should we let them go back to the sky? Only to see them crash to the ground and die?
Talking in your sleep, birdie? Time to wake up. Huh? Need a hand?
I'm still alive?
Yeah. Happy about that.
So, is Robin and Sunday the bird in this metaphor? Because they're obviously Hellovians and they have the wings. So is like, Robin is the one that's like, be free and whatnot, while then Sunday is the more cautious, like... Because, like, Robin has the really big wings, right? Showing that through her determination she could fly, while then anything I've seen with Sunday's wings, these right here, they're like super small, like they're much smaller, so maybe he can't fly, and so that's like the reference they're making in that scene is like, if he never learns, because he's so cautious and he never learns to fly, should he remain on the ground or should he make the leap even if it kills him?
Where is Robin? Tell me now.
I knew that was going to be the first thing you'd ask. Don't worry, your sister is here, safe and sound. She's probably walking around the streets now. If I were you, I'd be more worried about myself. After all, right in front of you is the guy who just stabbed you in the chest with a dagger.
Sunday's like, I could care less.
If you wanted to kill me, you wouldn't give me the chance to speak. Just tell me your demands, lackey of the Watchmaker.
So, you figured out who I am, huh? No wonder you had the guts to go against the Dream Master and the Four Families. Looks like I made the right choice.
Dream Master, that's what I was trying to remember the word for. Okay. So Sunday's also not... Interesting. So I thought the Dream Master, who can get... Well, that still might happen. Is the boss fight the Dream Master then? Everybody was like, oh, this is Sunday's boss fight. But it might be, since they now introduced their adopted dad, the Dream Master might be the boss fight instead of Sunday himself.
Choice.
You are aware of my plan and see through my act. Time is running out, so let's drop the charades. I'm suggesting we cooperate.
Cooperate? What makes you think I'd cooperate with you?
The fact that the famous Robin has chosen my side. Plus, some clues about a traitor and a bright future for Penacony. Any of that catch your interest?
I find it hard to believe a man who's full of deception.
Fine. You don't have to trust me. What you should trust is the sense of justice inside of you.
Show me Robin first.
All right, as you wish. Here she is.
Huh?
What's your trick this time?
Just kidding. I mean, this lady will lead us to Robin, right?
And the crew, too. There are too many people who you owe an explanation.
Gallagher was so excited to be like, ta-da! And then it didn't happen, and he was like, oops. My big reveal didn't quite work the way I thought it would. And then he's like, but actually, never mind.
That'd be great. Please follow me, Honorable Oak family head. Now, all the actors are on the stage.
Moments later. Oh, I was right. These are the tombstones.
This is the monument I mentioned earlier. The names inscribed on it should be familiar to all of you.
Why is this one blank?
Rosalina and Tiernan.
When Penacony was known as a frontier prison, it was the trailblazers who connected it with the stars. They were the heroes who saved Astana, and their names deserve to be immortalized. Not just on this small stone tablet, but in the annals of history for all of time. However, today, the planet of festivities is nothing but sweet dreams. That heavy piece of history is all a distant memory. Just like that prison.
If their names are inscribed here, then that means...
According to Micah, they died long ago.
Rosalina was killed during the War of Independence. She ventured alone into the heart of the star system to investigate the flow of Memoria, but she never returned. Tiernan was a skilled gunslinger, strong and reliable. He led the people through countless battles, but he didn't live long enough to witness the arrival of true peace. In the decade following the war, Penacony faced challenges internal and external. To protect Astana, Tiernan took up the way of the Trailblaze and led the Lampmoth family to explore beyond the system, only to be surrounded and wiped out by the swarm.
Though I had expected as much, the tales of these heroes truly are sorrowful.
True to the title of Trailblazer, they spent their lives venturing into the unknown. But what about this tablet? There are no names carved on it.
When Dreamflux Reef was created, its owner was still alive. However, he insisted on erecting a monument for himself, saying that it will happen someday. Here we meet again. Everyone from the Astral Express.
Robin.
Sunday's like, oh, thank God. Speedy Hams? Ooh. Ask Gallagher about the situation, but what if I talk to everyone else first?
Brother.
There's no need for words. You're safe, and that's all that matters.
They're so cute. Ugh, I can't wait till Sunday becomes playable. I am gonna go ham to pull for this man. I can finally see more of his outfit. Interesting. I wish I could zoom in. I can't change the camera though. But yeah, I do think that Sunday is the bird that is too cautious to fly, and Robin is the one who's gonna learn how to fly due to determination, if that's the metaphor that was coming from that little dove.
Well, I did my job. I gathered everyone here. Gallagher will explain the rest to you. Take care.
I like that they have one really well-dressed NPC that's like not gonna become playable, because it's the same thing when we were in Bellabog. They had the Guildmaster.
Huh. The atmosphere sure is livened up with all these people in here. I brought Gallagher here. It's time to face the truth.
I promised to give the siblings some privacy, so let's talk about our business first. What do you say?
That sounds sensible enough. Since you went through the trouble of gathering the family head, the crew, and the Stellaron hunters, I'm guessing you have something important to say, Mr. Gallagher?
Oh? Is it that obvious?
The look on your face is practically screaming, I'm the one behind all this.
You're right, Mr. Yang. It is indeed time to come clean on everything. The siblings already know what they need to, and they've made their choice. But you, Nameless, arrived a bit late. So it's only fair that I answer your questions. Before we begin, let me reintroduce myself. I'm the founder of Dreamflux Reef, the deputy of the Watchmaker, and the one who sent out that invitation. As Gallagher, the history fictionologist, I humbly extend my greetings to you all.
It's been so long since they defined what each of the faction does, I don't remember what the fictionologists mean. By their name, just people who make up history is what it sounds like, but...
History fictionologist? So what, everything you told us was made up?
Well, don't worry. Almost everything I shared was true. Well, except for the part about the family accepting me back.
I double-checked with Micah, and everything he said about the family, the Watchmaker, and Mikhail is true.
Thank you for your understanding. Now let's get down to business. I'm sure you're all wondering why I went through the trouble of setting up this battle for the legacy, inviting different factions, and stirring up a ruckus all over Penacony. Well, it all boils down to something very familiar to all of you. The Stellaron.
Okay, I was wondering if there was going to be a Stellaron involved. The answer is yes, and it's probably what's powering the Dream Master, which, if I had to guess, is probably Sunday and Robin's adopted father.
The Stellaron? But how is that possible? Penacony is a free-flowing interstellar hub. There are no signs of contamination whatsoever.
You're totally correct. So, care to take a guess at what that means?
Someone's sealed, someone's manipulating it, you're pulling our leg. I mean, if they can seal the Stellaron inside me and then on her to space station, potentially they're using Harmony to seal it?
I wish that were the truth. But if that were the case, I wouldn't have invited all of you. The sweet dream doesn't come out of thin air. If you think of
Oh, is it powering Penacony?
Creating the land of the dreams is like filling that wild ocean with earth to make an island. To achieve this feat, without the help of an emanator of remembrance or enigmata, the only way is to use a Stellaron.
Wait, is that why, Doodly Bop, is that why Adventuring was talking about blowing up a Stellaron? Is because he knows it wasn't in reference to us, it was in reference to the fact that Penacony is a Stellaron? Is that what that meant? Huh. And then, Sparkle is, wandering around with those bombs. I wonder if she's trying to blow up the Stellaron as well.
And that's not something you can achieve with a simple wish. It requires vast quantities of knowledge, time, and manpower. I'm sure you get what I'm hinting at. In Azdana, the planet of festivities itself is a Stellaron disaster.
The planet of festivities itself is a Stellaron disaster?
It all started a long time ago. Back when the Watchmaker and his crew liberated the frontier prison. They faced countless challenges as they began building Penacony from the ground up. That's when the idea of using the Stellaron came into play. The Stellaron first entered the Azdana system during the war. The Nameless warned everyone against the folly of attempting to tamper with such a power, and most heeded their words. But there are always people in the shadows with ulterior motives. The turning point came after Tiernan's death. With 2 of the Nameless gone, the Watchmaker had to go to the front lines. It was at that moment his rivals saw an opportunity. By the time a representative from the Montour Systems family arrived at the Watchmaker's call, the Stellaron had already been activated and was seeping into the primordial synesthesia dreamscape.
And I suppose the family happened to possess the knowledge to seal the Stellaron?
Not just that. They knew far more about the Stellaron than the average person. They helped Mikhail swiftly quell the civil unrest and played a part in building Penacony under the disguise of the Harmony.
Okay, so redo my earlier theory. It's not that Penacony was built and was like anchored with Harmony. It's anchored with the Stellaron. Okay.
Those 3 eras were known as the Age of Dreaming. The Watchmaker, who had been left in the dark, sent out invitations across the universe, spreading the hype around the land of the dreams.
Then, how did they turn against each other?
Remember the island in the ocean metaphor? The truth is, the Stellaron was never truly sealed. It existed in a different form within the dreamscape. Think about this. What would it cost to create and maintain such a lavish dreamland?
Is Clocky the Stellaron? Or like a remnant of the Stellaron? Is that why we can talk to Clocky? Because we are a Stellaron, and we can always, like in every single other situation when we've encountered a Stellaron, we can hear the whispers of it and like whatnot because we are partially a Stellaron ourselves. Is Clocky a Stellaron? Or like or maybe the Watchmaker like sacrificed himself to keep the Stellaron at bay, and Clocky is like the remnants of the Watchmaker that was like fabricated after his death.
It's people's lives. The opulent dream is built upon the decay of spirits, with a toxic elixir called pleasure flowing through the dreamscape. It tempts people to indulge in the dreamscape, and gradually their minds succumb, becoming nourishment for the sweet dream.
Oh, so the dream is almost like a parasite. It like convinces you to stay longer and then can feed off of you. Or I guess technically it wouldn't be considered a parasite. At first it would be considered like a what is it called? Mutualism, and then after a time when it's going to eat you to death, then it's a parasite.
Confusion, laziness, and cowardice. Weaknesses that plagued humanity were magnified and nourished by the family. Penacony became a new kind of prison, even more impenetrable than the previous one.
Because if you don't want to leave, why would you ever leave?
Sadly, we realized this far too late. By then, the family had a firm grip on Penacony, swiftly quelling any opposition that arose.
And you have to pay to get in. Oh my gosh, that is such a like scam. You pay to go to Penacony, to have like indulge in the dream, and then you either get to leave and then you spread how amazing it is as like free promotion to other people, and then if you can't get yourself to leave because of whatever reason, you slowly get parasitized by the dream and become fuel for it before eventually dissipating. That's cool. That's an interesting story plot line.
At my wit's end, I had to use the power of the Enigmata and sought refuge in this chaotic realm. Over the years, I created a meme within this dream for our use.
Power of the Enigmata. The Fool? Are you a fool? Enigmata's the Fool, right? Wait, let me confirm that. No. Okay, it's a different myth. It's a different Eon. I thought Enigmata was the full. Never mind. Aha is who I thought it was.
Dormancy. That's its real name. We exploited a loophole. You see, regular people can't fall asleep again while they are inside the dreamscape.
Okay, so death, who is sleepy, who is dormancy.
So this is the true meaning of the impossible. You sent out invitations in the Watchmaker's name to find forces capable of resolving the Stellaron disaster and draw them into Penacony to uncover the truth.
It's not just that. Above all, I wanted to see what happens when the major factions engage in a struggle for the legacy. Since this is the Watchmaker's first announcement in decades, the traitor within the family is bound to reveal themselves.
So, the legacy is just a facade.
If you want to consider the Stellaron as the legacy, I'm totally fine with that.
He's like, you want to get rid of the Stellon for me? I will not stop you.
If that's the case, where is the Stellaron now?
That's a question for Mr. Wings. The Stellaron is still under the family's control, and as the head of the Oak family, I'm sure he holds all the answers.
Interesting. Learn about...
As I suspected, the core of this issue lies within the Stellaron.
You all look quite serious. Is there anything I can do to help?
Wait a minute. Maybe I got spoiled. Wait a minute. I have a thought. Where is it? Where is it? This one? This looks a lot like an older Misha, right? Like, same hair color, same, like, vague hair, like, haircut, just like younger. And he's also one of the, like, few people that can see Clocky, right? And then his design. Okay. Running theory. My current running theory. Misha is either the child of the trailblazer, or he is one of the original trailblazers that came. That's why that trailblazer, his tomb is not here. Misha is either the watchmaker, you can see like his little watch design, or, and then like the keyhole in his eye, very suspicious. Or he's like the son of the watchmaker, right? And then I think in his like, where is it? His light cone? Misha light cone. Yeah, he's being handed a tag. Now, in some pictures we've seen, this was an Astral Express crew tag, but here it's a tag for the Penacony staff. So either they changed it later, or this is a red herring, kind of similar to those of you who watched Marvel back in the day. A lot of you would see the trailer for Thor: The Dark World, where he's fighting Hela, and he had both of his eyeballs, but then in the movie he lost one of his eyes. Hopefully it's not a spoiler. That movie's been out for a while. So I wonder if that's like something that's happening here too, is that after it's revealed that Misha is either the watchmaker / the original trailblazer, or that he's the son of the watchmaker, this will get turned into the Astral Express ticket and he'll join us on the Astral Express. He can see Clocky, who I think bare minimum is a being that's created by the Stellaron, because I think the original watchmaker must have sacrificed himself to quell the Stellaron, kind of like how the prior leaders of Belobog, their consciousness went into the Stellaron because they used the Stellaron's power for so long. I think something similar is here, because Clocky, the only people that have been able to see Clocky is me, who is a Stellaron, and then Misha, who is either the watchmaker who's lost his memories, or the watchmaker's son, and Welt. And Welt was not on Bellabog with us, but they specifically talked about Welt's cane and how it's a black hole and it has like effects on Welt himself and like reacts weirdly with the dreamscape. And then we saw that point when Welt was talking to Micah and Micah almost couldn't hear him talking for a bit. So yeah, so my running theory is that either this is the Trailblazer himself, the last one that doesn't have his name on a tombstone. Because another thing is when when Misha talks to people, a lot of people can't see Misha as well when they're in the sweet dream. And then, so that's my running theory. Let's see if it holds up. Sunday, you'll help us, right?
Are you done talking? So, will you tell us where the Stellaron is?
It is the Penacony Grand Theater itself.
As I suspected. It's the embodiment of the family. The edifice that first materialized within the sweet dream. That's what turned Penacony into its current state.
That would also make sense why she slowly lost her voice. If she's constantly practicing in the theater, the effects of her like disconnecting from the harmony would get super bad.
As for the person who employed its power, it is in fact Mr. Gopherwood, the current Dream Master.
Okay, so I was right. The Dream Master is their adopted father, which is the Mr. Gopherwood.
Well, that was easier than I thought. Did you conduct your own investigation already?
Correct. When I was trying to track down the person who murdered my sister, apart from you, Gopherwood was my second suspect.
Confronting me first turned out to be a smart move on your part.
I didn't have other options. The Dream Master has been elusive, and even the heads of the families can hardly get an audience with him. Moreover, Mr. Gopherwood has been kind to my sister and me. And I didn't want it all to end like this.
What do you mean by that?
To be honest, my brother and I are also victims of the cancer of all worlds. We grew up as orphans, and were adopted by the family when they came to help. Mr. Gopherwood recognized our potential and brought us to Penacony. But I can't just stand by and watch Mr. Gopherwood become an enemy of the Harmony. I won't use my voice to support an evil cause. I won't step on that stage and sing, no matter who the traitor is, or what orders they give me. I won't let the Charmony Festival become an event that destroys Harmony itself, or the paradise in our dreams.
Indeed. For the paradise in our dreams. As the head of the Oak family, I'm responsible for ensuring Penacony's promising future. Robin and I will head into the sweet dream and confront the Dream Master. And if it turns out that the family has truly strayed from the Harmony, I'll fight alongside you. We'll put the Charmony Festival on hold and make sure Mr. Gopherwood pays for his blood debt.
The enemies you are about to face aren't like this old dog here, who can barely even bark. Since our interests are aligned, why don't we team up? Maybe, just maybe, we'll have a shot at success.
We have always been following in the footsteps of our nameless predecessors, and there's no reason to stop now.
Yeah, we Nameless won't back down from a challenge. Isn't that right, Mr. Trailblazer?
Why is she calling us Mr. Trailblazer constantly? I'm like suspicious of that, almost that she might be Firefly because she keeps calling us Mr. Trailblazer instead of you or just Trailblazer.
Exactly! It's time for the crew to save the world once more!
Rest assured, sitting on the sidelines isn't in our nature. Mr. Sunday, Miss Robin, I'm willing to accompany you on behalf of the Astral Express. Having a third party present should help with negotiations, and could make all the difference if things get ugly.
So is this gonna be the same situation as Belobog? Say we, like, what's the word? We liberate Penacony from the Dream Master and successfully allow Sunday to take over and root out the evil in Penacony and, like, straighten things out. Is Jade gonna show up and just, like, demand a blood debt for killing Adventurine? Kind of similar to how we saved Belobog, and then Topaz shows up and is like, yeah, you guys owe us a debt with, like, super large amounts of interest because it's been hundreds of years. And even though you all aren't the ones who, like, signed the paperwork, you now have to pay for it. Like, are we just gonna do the same thing again?
Thank you, Mr. Yang.
Thank you all very much.
The Charmony Festival is about to start, and time is against us. We must hasten.
Everyone, let's gather over here. We still need to make some preparations. I may have been quick to step up to the plate, but confronting the Dream Master could be a very dangerous affair.
Huh? Even you're saying that, Mr. Yang? How powerful is that Dream Master?
I mean, considering that he's manipulating a Stellaron, probably not great.
He's the leader.
Or I mean, like, very great, but fighting him's not great.
The power of the harmony behind him. Not to mention the Stellaron in his possession. We must proceed with great caution.
Maybe you can just stay behind this time, Mr. Yang?
No, that won't do. Even if we count Robin as an ally, something felt off about Mr. Sunday just now. Although, I can't quite put my finger on it. I have to make sure he won't turn against us when things start to get dicey.
This is the thing I was talking about. The Dream Master was always watching all of Sunday's actions. We always saw the bird following him around. And the Dream Master has shown that he can control the Oak family like a hive mind. I'm curious if in our final fight it is going to be against Sunday, but the Dream Master controlling Sunday like a puppet.
You're still carrying the keepsake the IPC envoy gave you, right? May I borrow it for a moment?
His coin?
I knew it. As I suspected, this chip Adventurine gave to you is actually a miniature transmitter. If I'm right, he intends to use it to track your location or contact you when needed. As it so happens, this may actually be of some use in the current situation.
Adventurine? Is he still alive? And what does he have to do with our mission to confront the Dream Master?
Remember what I said earlier? Working with the IPC is a way to keep the family in check. If negotiations go south and the family show their true colors by going after the Stellaron, I'll use this transmitter to send a message to the IPC. It'll be just the opportunity the IPC ambassador was hoping for. The only question mark in all of this is Adventurine's current status. But the IPC is always listening, especially senior strategic investment department heads like him. Getting the message across shouldn't be a problem.
Isn't he in between? Like, he's in the realm in between the Sweet Dream and Dream Reef? And the Wild Dream, or whatever it's called?
Well, you take care too. If anything goes wrong, don't worry about me. Just make sure to seal the Stellaron.
Spoken like a true hero. Even if the Dream Master is innocent, the family's corruption runs deep. I won't make the same mistake Mikhail did. Let's wish him the best of luck.
Don't you have something else to tell us, Gallagher?
Why would you say so?
Before we departed, the conductor asked us to inquire about the three nameless in Penacony. We've already collected intel about Razalina and Tiernan, so the only one left is Legwork, if I'm not mistaken. We've already met him somewhere, haven't we?
It's not enough to say meet, but the answer is pretty obvious. After all, I've hinted at it in quite an evident way. I've been watching over you ever since I received the reply from the Astral Express. And I've seen the great effort you all put into linking different realms together across the cosmos. And now, after getting this far all in one piece, you have truly proven yourselves. Miss Himiko, were you the one who repaired the Express and got it sailing through the cosmos again?
Yes.
And you two, young Nameless, you have very interesting life stories and extraordinary skills.
I don't know much about my life story, but I do have extraordinary skills.
You're full of energy. Please send my regards to the conductor, Pom Pom. Please let them know that their friend had fond memories from his time aboard the Express, which he reminisce on every time he had a good drink.
Well, that destroys part of one of my theories. So I guess Gallagher is the trailblazer. I still think Misha's Mikhail, or Mikhail's son. I'll stand by that. He might not be the trailblazer, but...
As for the last Nameless, he embarked, disembarked, and embarked again, traveling in a great circle, ending up back where he started. On his deathbed, he told me to find the Astral Express and deliver an invitation to the future Nameless. He left behind a special gift, a true legacy. Something that belongs only to the successors of the Trailblaze. Come with me. Now is the time to reveal it.
Is this how we get the Harmony path?
Back here again.
Sometimes I feel like you're still alive, old friend. Like you've still got so much to say and do. I've kept my promise. Brought the future trailblazers you've waited so long for. I don't know why you were so obsessed with that train. But I remember your last words.
Okay, I'm already wrong. False. Gallagher is not the last trailblazer. We're just gonna keep going because I keep ending up being wrong.
Don't let us down, old man.
What's happening?
Go ahead. His resting place lies in the garden up ahead. The first and last Nameless of Penacony, Mikhail Char Legward, the Watchmaker.
Okay, Mikhail and yes. Okay, back on track. I was correct. Me trying to figure out how to get over there. Nifty. Seeing that, though, is still really cool. Gotta look around for those birds. Oh, one of the Bloodhound statues. I guess that's the one that's here. Oh? Beneath the sea surface of the memory zone, in a garden closest to the full moon and water, an elderly man rests on a recliner, enveloped in utter silence. The Watchmaker, Mikhail Char Ledwork, has passed into that endless, timeless dream where no sound could ever awaken him.
Sure enough, the Watchmaker is the third nameless. Even I could guess that one.
Oh, this is the hat. I had wondered if the hat that we have when we're in the Harmony was Adventurine's hat, but I guess it's the Watchmaker's.
The legacy he left behind was a dream bubble. I believe inside that bubble, there's something that holds meaning only for the nameless. After all, when I checked its contents, I found nothing inside. Maybe some trailblaze runes? Even more mysterious than me.
Well, let's have a look.
As the word cease, Himiko nods ever so slightly in your direction. You take a deep breath and steady your mind and turn your gaze towards the Watchmaker. I know that we're the main character. The fact that Himiko keeps letting us be the ones to do it, I'm almost curious if Himiko, at least vaguely, is working with Destiny's Slave. Because she's also pushing us towards getting each of the paths as well. You press your hand against the dream bubble, and the thick, viscous memoria converges under strain, then stretches outward from your fingertips, as if weaving a delicate web. It gently cradles your palm. Wait a minute. Pause. Roll back. I just remembered something. You know when we came to the dreamscape, we started out in the dream reef. And then Misha was like, oh, you're in between the dream reef and the sweet dream. And Misha's like, oh, you're not supposed to be here, because he met us in the lobby. So he knows that we're here for the sweet dream. So he led us to the sweet dream. When potentially we could have, like Mikhail or whatever, could have been trying to lead us to the actual Penacony. But my question is, when we enter the sweet dream, we fell from the sky. Do you remember, like, literally that cutscene we were just talking about where Sunday's like, is it better to cast a bird into the sky even if it's going to fall to its death? We literally fell into the sweet dream. Like, we were not able to merge well with the Stellaron powered sweet dream, and we fell in. We were the bird that fell. I might be reading too much into it. Anyway. A chill travels from your fingertips, carrying with it a myriad of vibrant and intertwined memories, as experience would suggest. This time you see nothing at all. The dream bubble is clearly extraordinary. Perhaps the approach was wrong, you think. Holding your breath and closing your eyes with one knee on the ground, you press your forehead against the thin film coated in the memoria. Yet before you, there remains an abyss of darkness. No crimson sun descending upon snow-clad mountains, no gentle laughter, no twinkling stars, no echoes of swords clashing, and most of all, no traces of trailblaze. There's nothing, and nothing is there. Indubitably, this is but an empty dream bubble.
Wait, what's going on? Seriously? There's nothing inside this dream bubble? How could a dream bubble be empty?
Just as I suspected. That old man always had this strange belief in the nameless and the trailblaze. And I never understood where he got that confidence from. Especially since he never managed to get in touch with the Express while he was alive. I could never figure out what was going on in that old man's head. But this empty dream bubble is so typical of him. He was always full of weird fantasies and incomprehensible romanticism. That mischievous old man. Well, I didn't expect him to leave anything concrete behind anyway.
Don't think that's the case, Gallagher.
Oh, bird.
I'm sure Mikhail has left us the most precious thing of all.
Don't start getting all philosophical on me, all right?
It's the hat.
Just as Mikhail believes in the nameless of the future, we unconditionally believe in the nameless of the past. How could they leave with regrets for the future when they were ready to dedicate their lives to the land they loved? There must be something contained in this dream bubble. It's just we haven't figured it out yet. You also have faith in the Watchmaker, don't you, Gallagher?
Well, I'm a follower of the Enigmata. My philosophy forbids me to have faith in anything. That's why I understand what faith means in the path of Trailblaze. And I also want to know what he left behind. I'll leave it to you guys then.
Can I borrow your pet? I need to make a trip back to Golden Hour and check something at the Dreamscape sales store. It's for Mikhail, and for the future of Penacony.
Oh, wait, but the bird. 10 systems hours.
Welcome to the Reverie Hotel. How may I help you?
Greetings. We're the Nameless from the Astral Express, and we'd like to check in.
The Astral Express? But I thought...
Yes, my companion's already checked in. My name is Dan Hung, and I believe my personal information is recorded in your system.
I see, but your companion said you wouldn't be coming due to a change of plans.
Now the plans have changed again.
And you...
Me? I'm Pom Pom. A new Nameless who's also with the Astral Express.
Not him saying he's Pom Pom. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I accidentally turned my headphones off.
My fellow trailblazer. We responded to the family's invitation before he boarded the express, so he wasn't registered in your system. Is it possible to accommodate him as well?
Oh, I see. Another one of the Nameless had a similar situation. Seems like a lot of people are joining the Trailblaze these days. Since there's a precedent, it shouldn't be a problem. Just give me a second to contact your companions. I'm sorry, dear guests, but it seems I'm unable to reach the other members of the Astral Express.
What do you mean by unable to reach them?
My apologies. This is the first time I've encountered a situation like this. However, the system indicates that those guests are still in the Dreamscape.
How about this? Give me their room number, and we'll go check on them ourselves.
I'm afraid that's not possible. I need to verify both of your identities before I can share any guest information.
How about you just wake up someone? Let's say, Welt?
I'm sorry, but there are strict rules regarding forced awakening. It cannot be done without the proper clearance.
So nothing works, huh? What's your solution then? Are you saying we sleep here? At the reception?
Please be patient. We need to contact your companions in order to confirm your identities.
And now it seems you need to confirm our identities before you can contact our companions.
It seems so.
Oh, fudge. Look, nothing personal, but if you can't handle this, go find someone else who can, okay?
Please calm down, dear guests. I do recall that Mr. Sunday, the Oak family head, personally handled this issue earlier. Oh, please wait a moment while I contact him.
I don't think she's trying to give us a hard time. She really just doesn't know what to do.
Don Hung's like, let's not be rude to the service staff. They're just doing what they're supposed to.
I have a bad feeling about this. You tried to contact them on the express earlier, but they didn't respond.
Something doesn't seem right. I need to leave for a moment. You can stay here with the receptionist.
Sure thing. Just don't keep me waiting forever.
Sir...
Don Hung seems pretty worried about his companions. I should give him some space. Stressing out about it won't help anything.
So we are Boot Hill right now. What's his phone design? Meet the first Nameless in Penacony, the last tycoon. I'm assuming this is when we get the harmony. Interesting. What are we doing? Ask around in the lobby for information and wait for Dan Heng.
Have you decided what you want to be in your dream?
Everything... The Charmony Festival is about to start! I'm so excited!
Hey! You guys here for the Charmony Festival too?
Well, I didn't come all the way here specially for the festival. Honestly, I don't really even know what it's about. But I heard it's a lot of fun!
Well, back in my home world, Anaria, we have festivals like that all the time. My dad threw me a birthday party one time that was just as extravagant as the Charmony Festival.
Oh, come on! The Charmony Festival is a once-in-an-Amber Era event! How can a birthday party compare?
Well, you never know, right? Maybe on her world, birthdays only happen once in Amber Era. Anyway, let's forget about that. Have you heard about the, unsettling things happening in the dreamscape?
Unsettling things? What could possibly go wrong? It better not ruin the Charmony Festival! I've been looking forward to it!
Relax. With a big event like this, there's bound to be lots of gossip and rumors. Don't worry. If anything does happen, the family will be on top of it.
Oh, that's a relief. I didn't come all this way to see the festival go down the drain. Well, looks like I won't get any fudging clues out of these two. They're clueless.
I mean, you are just in the hotel lobby, Boot Hill. There's not like an IP executive. Well, actually, Topaz is down here. I was about to be, it's not like an IPC executive is just walking around, but Topaz actually is here, so that, never mind.
Greetings. I'm Cody of the Bloodhound family, head of security for the hotel. How may I assist you?
Hello. So, there's something I wanted to ask about. I've been hearing some unsettling rumors about certain incidents that might affect the Charmony Festival. Do you think there's anything to be worried about? I've traveled all the way from the Hayaii Federation, and I don't want my trip to be ruined.
What do you mean?
Wait, you haven't heard?
I'm not sure where you heard those rumors, but they're completely baseless. I can assure you, as a representative of the Bloodhound family, that everything is going smoothly for the Charmony Festival. At present, all of the families are focused on making sure the festival starts on time. Even the Dream Master himself has arrived. So don't worry, your trip won't be in vain.
That's a relief to hear. She doesn't appear to be acting. So, it seems that even the hotel staff are out of the loop. Back already?
Hasn't she returned yet?
Nope. I'm starting to wonder. Sending her to contact Sunday was a good idea. Neither the staff nor the guests seem to know anything about what's happening in the dreamscape, and wherever we go, all we see is people enjoying themselves. Definitely.
I agree. Another unusual thing is that the Oak family is supposed to be in charge of organizing the council and managing everything inside and outside the dreamscape. However, I walked around the hotel, but didn't meet a single member of the Oak family on such an important day.
Well, I'll be forked. If I remember correctly, the head of the Oak family is that Sunday guy, right?
We shouldn't linger here too long. Let's go back to the Express for now.
Not so fast. Have you ever robbed the IPC, bro? If you run away now, everyone will be chasing after you.
Are you suggesting we sit here and do nothing?
I wouldn't say do nothing. But let's stay put for now. Even if the family has ulterior motives, they couldn't have anticipated us showing up here. We're the surprise factor for them. They don't want to attract unwanted attention from certain outsiders, so they won't do anything reckless. See, the IP see lackeys are keeping a close eye on this hotel.
If I were a family member, I'd find an official excuse and keep the surprise factors here. If we just wait here, that would be like walking into their trap.
Of course, we don't need to walk into their trap. I gave a backup plan to the memo keeper. If it turns out we won't be allowed to enter the dreamscape, she'll order a drink for me in the VIP lounge at the hotel. In reality...
A secret signal.
That's right.
Oh, a concrete object can indeed help the memo keeper establish a connection with you. But Boothill, if you have more backup plans in the future, I hope you'll let me know in advance.
Downhung's like, I am the one who makes the plans, and I do not like being kept out of the loop.
I'm sorry, but it's one of my quirks. I have too many unreliable friends. And if I reveal that I have backup plans, things can go awry. And that would leave all backup plans completely useless.
How do we get into the VIP lounge?
This is where my street smarts come into play.
I mean, I just walked into the VIP. Well, no, you need that pass. That was what it was.
You can actually book a stay on credit, and the interest is surprising.
Use your street smarts.
You're
oh my.
the lobby manager, right?
Yes, I am. How may I assist you?
We're the Nameless from the Astral Express. We wanted to check in, but there's something wrong with your system. The lady at the front desk said she would contact the manager, but now she's nowhere to be found. Now, we've been waiting here forever, without any food or water. What the fork, man? Is this how the family treats its guests?
Street smarts is just being a Karen.
Is this your idea of street smarts? Starting an altercation?
The game's like, all right, we do not like Karens in this household. Downhung is our anti-Karen establisher.
It's called standing up for your rights.
Not the good cop, bad cop. Oh my gosh. Ah! I've drifted too far away from my desk. Good cop, bad cop, Karen versus not Karen.
I apologize for the inconvenience. Please wait while we try to contact Mr. Sunday. I'll arrange 2 premium seats in the VIP lounge so you can rest there while you wait.
See? Just like that.
Just don't call yourself Nameless next time.
Downhung's like, I don't want to associate with this Karen. You're damaging the name of the Nameless.
Wow, this bar's something else. Certainly worthy of the planet of festivities.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Sorry for the yawn. Oh my god. I'm rolling my eyes so hard.
Hey, I have an order for a bottle of His Donna's White Oak. Can you help us find it?
Hasdana's White Oak. I think there might be a misunderstanding. We don't serve that here.
Oh, no way. Are you sure you're not mistaken?
If someone had reserved such a beverage, I would definitely remember it. It sells for hundreds of thousands of credits per bottle, after all. I couldn't afford to cover for such an item if it were broken or lost.
That's strange. Well, could it be that the memo keeper couldn't afford it?
Then what should we do now?
No need to rush. Well, let's grab some drinks first. Maybe I arrived too early and she hasn't come yet. Now, let's see what kind of juice malts you all have here. Well, give me a glass of Heenum Valley, 40 years. I'll have it neat. No ice.
Wow, that's the most expensive one on the list. You have a taste for the finer things.
Oh, we can see his ports from this angle.
It's on the house, anyway.
What can I get for you? Anything you recommend is fine.
What do you mean on the house? Are we paying for this boot hill?
Then I would recommend today's special, Glass Village. It's classic Soul Glad mixed with Laboom juice. It's refreshing and suits your cool demeanor. Just 1 minute.
Ah, this flavor. Dynamite barbecue with rocket fuel. Ooh, really hits the spot. Truly the finest sherry cask-aged malt juice in the cosmos.
Dynamite barbecue with rocket fuel. Is that really something that humans enjoy?
Hey, this guy doesn't know anything at all.
As long as you're satisfied, dear guests, please enjoy.
Let's give the memo keeper another half-system hour. If she doesn't show up, we'll need to come up with a new plan. In the meantime, let's take stock of the situation. What do you think?
The situation is unclear. Something must have happened on the planet of festivities, but the public is unaware of it. Someone in a position of power within the family must be covering it up. It's unusual for the followers of the Harmony to invite other factions, let alone the IPC and the Masked Fools. If what you said about the Emanator of the Nihility is true, the situation in Penacony is a little complicated, to say the least.
Actually, there's something else I'm concerned about. Regarding Acheron, as you know, the faction that follows the path of the Hunt are some of the most dangerous folks in the cosmos to mess with. I mean, who in their right mind would impersonate the Xianzhou Alliance or the Galaxy Rangers? It's like asking for a death wish. Isn't there a saying among the Xianzhou people that the Rainbow Sect lets their Lux arrow do all the beating?
Talking. Do all the talking.
Well, you know what I mean. Even though the Galaxy Rangers have been out of sight for years, we've been keeping an eye on this region. Even the dumbest criminals know better than to mess with the Annihilation Gang, much less the Rangers. But that Acheron lady, she doesn't seem like a lunatic at all. On the contrary, she's highly logical and organized. She knows exactly when to hold back and when to strike without mercy.
And do you believe that someone like her would have an ulterior motive for impersonating a Galaxy Ranger?
I'm not entirely sure. But I do have my suspicions. Maybe she knows a Galaxy Ranger, or perhaps she's trying to lure us out for some reason, which I can't figure out.
Anyway, what worries me more are the anomalies within the family. They've summoned followers from various paths for the festival. No matter how generous such a gesture is, this move seems highly unusual, unless the invitations weren't sent by them. If that's the case, it's even more intriguing that the family insists on organizing the Charmony Festival, despite the chaos.
Maybe it's Shipei the Harmony pulling the strings. You find it beyond human understanding because it wasn't arranged by humans at all. People do stupid things out of irrational impulses. They abandon their principles when self-interest is involved. They believe in things they know they shouldn't and fudge. They even break their own rules. But Eons don't. They stick to their determined path and never turn back, even if they reach a dead end.
You think Shipei's will is behind all this?
It may not necessarily be Shipei, but there's definitely some higher entity involved. I know it may sound pessimistic, but if human free will were reliable, why would we even need Galaxy Rangers? It's much simpler when you boil it down to the eons and paths. Like how Lon always follows the path of the Hunt, or how the Express stays true to the Trailblaze despite Akavili's disappearance.
But in my opinion, Akavili's fall holds significance for the Nameless.
Oh. So you're saying the Nameless now have to take responsibility for their own choices because their absolutely right leader is gone?
Exactly. I believe the purpose of the journey isn't just about following a path that's always considered absolutely right. It's more about doing your best to choose the right path for yourself among countless possibilities, even with limited insight and judgment.
I don't know what you've been through, but I agree that people must take responsibility for their choices, because no one else can do it for them. That's why the Galaxy Rangers need to uncover the imposter and figure out her true intentions. Just in case. I have a backup plan if the Memo Keeper doesn't show up. This is my final backup plan. I promise.
You sure have a lot of cards up your sleeve.
Well, going back to my old career would make things a lot easier. By the way, when you were walking around the hotel, did you happen to see any important-looking guests?
What's your plan?
It's simple. We just grab some hostages and use them as bargaining chips with the family. Or maybe we can even take their identities.
No need for that. We'll return to the Express now.
Wait. Are you getting scared? Draw your weapon. Let's make a big scene.
Are you leaving, esteemed guests? Would you like to cancel that As Donna's White Oak you just ordered?
Huh? As Donna's White Oak? But didn't you just say...
Ha ha. Looks like you are a bit intoxicated, esteemed guests. You ordered a bottle of As Donna's White Oak just a moment ago.
Looks like your Memo Keeper friend has finally arrived.
Oh, right. Sorry, my memory's not the best. You know, too many modifications and all. Anyway, let me check. Well, fork me. It says Donna's White Oak, all right. And there's a note. I'll be waiting for you on the Astral Express.
No mistake. That's her message to you. She knew the hotel wasn't safe, so she suggested we find another place.
Well, looks like we took a detour, but now it's back to the Astral Express. So, what are we waiting for? Let's go.
You're back? Two guests just boarded saying they were looking for Boot Hill, so I told them to wait in the parlor car.
Oh, just in time.
2 guests?
Yeah, or 2. Look, we welcome all passengers on the Astral Express, but sneaking in like that, you have no regard for etiquette.
My apologies, conductor. It was an oversight on my part. I assumed you were already acquainted with the garden. Given the chaotic situation in Penacony, the Nameless are the only ones we can truly trust right now.
You are the Memo Keeper.
Yeah, but the garden is only letting, if you all remember, because this was a while back when the Forgotten Hall was introduced, the garden asked the Trailblazer to keep the fact that the garden is on the Astral Express a secret. Or if we end up telling the Express, they wipe the Express's memories of the garden. And so the rest of the Express outside of the Trailblazer is unaware that the Memo Keepers are on the Express.
Pleased to meet you, Dan Hung. I've seen you in others' memories. And as for Boot Hill, this is our first face-to-face meeting. I hope you enjoyed that bottle of Astana's White Oak. You sure have a refined taste.
Finally, Memo Keeper. Well, let's cut to the chase. Spill everything you know.
That's precisely what I intend to do. But before that, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Black Swan, and I serve the Garden of Recollection as a Memo Keeper. As for Acheron's story,
I'm sure she knows it better than I do.
I feel like that's very anticlimactic.
Greetings. I'm Acheron.
What? You Garden of Recollection shirtbag! You betrayed me!
I apologize, but she did that at my request. Due to certain reasons, I have been exiled by the family. Thankfully, this memo keeper came to my aid and helped me escape their surveillance unnoticed.
To be honest, it was more like stalking than helping. And the process was far from unnoticed. But we did escape.
I asked her to guide me to a place beyond the family's reach and to contact a few trustworthy individuals. Namely, all of you.
Trustworthy? Son of a nice lady. You think I'm dumb or something? How about this? I'll put a few bullet holes in your head and see what secrets spill out. Then, we can talk about trust.
It doesn't have to be like that. I'm willing to answer all your questions, but not right now. If my cover hadn't been blown, we might have had more time, but at the moment, we don't have any other options.
No other options? What do you mean?
This is the only way I can ensure everyone's safety. I kindly request an immediate warp jump out of the Astana star system.
This passenger is requesting?
As far as I can tell, she's not a threat, and seems to be telling the truth.
I've briefly traveled with your companions and know their whereabouts, Danhung. Please rest assured, your nameless companions are safe, but they need our help. As for Boot Hill, you may have guessed. I've been waiting for you. Galaxy Rangers are known for their elusive nature and limited contact with each other. So this was the only way I could reach out to you. Only by doing this can I find a true Galaxy Ranger and fulfill a long-standing promise. To return his relics to their rightful owner.
His?
Someone once told me that every rainfall is like a gift from the heavens. A sign of their mercy upon the world. Raindrops are said to be the tears of the gods, shed in response to the sorrows of the world. Their constant pouring is a reminder that the gods haven't abandoned us yet. So, how long has this rain been going on for?
I used to believe, just like you, that it would eventually stop. Years and decades passed. And in the end, such hope faded away before the rain did.
If it's been raining that long, why has the world not flooded? Also, the design in these photos, immaculate. We've got some kind of like drip effect from this entity up here, and then all of the distorted limbs reaching up towards the sun, the moon, whatever this is.
Looks like the god you mentioned doesn't exist after all.
As he spoke, the old man's gaze remained fixed on the distance. Amidst the fine drizzles of black rain, countless shadowy hands emerged from the sea, surrounded in an ethereal mist reaching out towards the sky one by one. Oh, this is water. Okay. I thought this was like a desert scape.
Well, let me share a story with you. Mortals who walk the paths are like sailors on a vast ocean, leaving behind a trail that creates countless ripples of possibilities. These ripples last longer than the fleeting lifetimes of humans, and for some, their presence leaves such a strong mark that it's reflected in the waves.
Like those shadows on the ocean.
Sin-thirsters, the obsessions of the Pathstriders, they emerge from the depths of IX, seeing themselves as masters of their own destiny, unknowingly repeating the actions of their past lives. They emerge from the nihility and head toward it, leading purposeless lives. However, these hollow phantoms, they were once my dear companions. A group of Galaxy Rangers.
Are you watching over them?
Watching over them? No. I'm guiding them toward transcendence. It was a brutal war. A crusade that shook the universe. The universe witnessed the fall of Zulo, the Lord Ravager, but it came at a price. A price so hefty that only those who were there still remember. The unwavering determination of the Hunt followers persists even in death. So someone must guide these lost souls to their life beyond. They were heroes in their time, and they shouldn't be reduced to mere puppets of nihility. As for me, I've suffered too many losses on that battlefield to advance any further. And that makes me the most fitting person to carry out this task.
But you know, these sin thirsters, they're not who they used to be.
Does this seem pointless to you? Well, some tasks have to be done, even if they are pointless.
I can help you.
For what?
For the meaning of the nihility. That's what I've been seeking.
I see. After all, this realm is off limits to ordinary souls, right? Thank you, stranger. I wish that you find what you seek.
Before we part ways, I have one more question. It is true that their actions and even their entire lives may seem pointless from our perspective. But if, and it's just an if this is what the departed ones expected, should we try to change it?
A good question. And a profound one. I don't know the answer. What I do know is that one day, I too will pass away. And when I bid farewell to this world, someone will stand at my grave and place a bouquet of flowers on it.
9 system hours until the Charmony Festival.
I appeared as a child. My speech, mindset, and soul reflected immaturity and innocence. As I grew into adulthood, I left behind my childlike side.
I humbly request your blessings, esteemed advocate of Sheepay.
Come to me, my kinship. I have sought their presence with us.
As you wish. I have faithfully served the Alfalfa family for nearly a decade, promoting the path of the Harmony to the best of my ability. However, I made a mistake yesterday. While I was preparing dinner for the family head, I accidentally dropped a prepared dish on the floor.
When I said that this man was priest-coded, I didn't know that he's actually acts as a priest in the Harmony.
Out of laziness, I lied and claimed that everything was ready. Although the head has dismissed me as punishment, it has been tough to sleep with the guilt still gnawing at me, as I worried that the seeds of evilness may have taken root in my soul. So, I confess to you now, to seek atonement for my sins.
Do you sincerely repent and vow to change your ways?
Yes.
Have you examined your soul and confessed all your sins?
1 second. I need to take a photo of this to send to my friend to be like, I know I said he was priest coded, but come on now.
Yes.
Are you willing to accept the process of atonement?
Yes.
Very well. Show your dedication and goodwill to the family, and you shall be reinstated among them. Now, please, leave in peace.
Oh, praise Sheepy. And thank you, esteemed advocate.
Next, please step forward.
I wholeheartedly confess to you. Please, pardon my sins.
Rest assured, I have implored their presence to be with us. As long as you are sincere, absolution will be granted.
Oh, great. You know, I arrived in Penacony as a stowaway. I sold everything to get a ticket. My house, my land, and my 2 children.
Death.
I see. Please, go on.
My children were starving, and I hoped they'd have a chance at survival if they became slaves here. If I can strike it rich here, I'll lift them out of that situation and give them the life they deserve. But the Bloodhound family got wind of it. They're on my tail, hunting me down. I thought I could bring my kids here. It was all my fault. All my fault.
The family is ready to forgive all sinners. I'll ask the Bloodhound family to cease their pursuit. You don't need to live in fear anymore.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'll work my hardest to redeem my children and make them part of the family. Praise the harmony.
Next, please step forward.
Hey, long time no see, Mr. Sunday. The most esteemed individual in Penacony, and the next leader of the Oak family, right?
I have sought their presence with us. Let us proceed.
Sure, let's just get this over with. I have sinned, please forgive me. I wasted half a pizza at breakfast, and a bottle of Soul Glad. That's it. Nothing more. Can we wrap this up? I've got a robo-ball game to catch, you know?
Do you seek to atone for your sins through good deeds?
My sins? Well, starting to sound like a saint, huh? Well, let me tell you something. Neither the family nor you have the right to judge me. You think nobody knows what your precious family has done? About the Watchmaker? Huh? Don't kid yourself, Featherbrain. Those dream chasers might be fooled by your act, but don't fool yourself. Before you start spouting off your holy verses, answer me this. Where does the power of the Oak family come from? And your power? What makes you think you can sit there all high and mighty, looking down on everyone else? Well, I've spent enough time in confession today to enter the Harmony's paradise, right? Then I'll take my leave. Good luck with your election, and, don't make me regret my investments in you.
Oh, revered triple-faced soul, hear my doubts.
Wasn't, no, that was three-eyed. I was like, wasn't Adventuring's planet's god three-faced? But no, it's, three-eyed.
Who can judge the strong when their power hides their crimes? Who can vouch for the weak when they will pay any price to survive? Who can comfort the purest souls when even they get led astray? If the strong defending the weak is truly the foundation of paradise, then who is responsible for the suffering and anguish in this wretched world?
My man's going through a religious crisis.
Brother? Brother? Brother, are you alright?
I'm fine. I've been working long hours, and I just made a trip to Dreamflux Reef and back. So, I'm a bit out of sorts. But it'll all be over before we know it.
You've been working non-stop on the Charmony Festival, Mr. Sunday, and no one could have predicted this incident. Even if the Stellaron does pose a grave threat, I still feel sorry for all the trouble we've caused you.
No need to worry about troubling anyone. The Charmony Festival was meant to spread joy and harmony across the cosmos. But now that we know the truth, I'm afraid...
It has always been our wish to make everyone happy, so... we'll do our best to explain everything to the Dream Master. I'm sure he'll understand.
I totally accidentally skipped him, but now that we know the truth, I'm afraid we'll have to cancel it, was what he was gonna say. I hit the button too fast.
Even if the negotiation does not go smoothly, I'll refuse to go on stage. Without the Chord Master, the Harmonious Choir would not arrive, and the Charmony Festival would be just a grand performance, and nothing more.
Yeah, but you both, again, we are missing the fact that a hive mind exists. And I feel like you two going to the person who's in control of it, considering you're still technically part of the Oak family, is not going to go well for either of you two. Especially since one of Sunday is going through his religious crises right now.
I'm relieved to see your determination. You know, since arriving in Penacony, we haven't had any contact with this Dream Master himself. I'd heard of the heads of the 5 major lineages, but the Dream Master is a mystery to me.
The Dream Master rarely grants an audience, even for us. But, given the urgency of the situation, he's agreed to meet us in person.
Perhaps you'll be the first guest to meet the Dream Master in years, Mr. Yang.
Let's hope we can reach a consensus that satisfies everyone.
Indeed. Let us hope so.
It's about time. We'll have to get ready for the meeting. I apologize for any inconvenience caused by the urgency.
Don't worry. I'll be waiting here.
Dear, it's Mr. Sunday! Hey, come over here!
Looks like someone needs help. Let's go check it out.
Alright, we will do that in a minute. Let's go back to the Trailblazer, because I have been streaming for about 2 hours, and so I might need to wrap it up.
A few games of chess will...
Oh, it literally dumped me right where it was. The hound stands by the side of the old man, its head held high as if it did bask in its former glory. It gazes at you, its solid form dissolves into sticky memoria, and its eyes retaining a skeptical glow. Old friend. Alright, and then there was a bird over here. Sure, Clocky, you're finally back, huh? An unfamiliar face. You got me all enthused for nothing. That guy said he was going to take all of his town friends along for the adventure, and yet he's running late. See that old man over there? There's some familiar smell about him. Clocky said his friend would be driving a huge car here that fits everyone in Dream Mill. My guess is this old man is the conductor. Ah, I suddenly remembered I left some luggage at home. I hope it's not too late to fly back to the Great Tree. Interesting. Trying to... Obviously this hat is the harmony and the thing that he left behind. Trying to get his face. Because the hat doesn't even look like it's part, like the hat looks weirdly off model. So. Okay. Oh, so that's what he means by Gravekeeper. Micah's the one that's in charge of this bit. Okay, that makes sense. So we're almost done with those. Just missing 4 more of them, which are probably in these areas that I haven't really gone through. And we only have 4 more of the birds to find as well. Okay, so... Wait, let's do that first. Beneath the moonlight, an old man falls asleep. He has given his entire life to the land he loved, his old friends and the trailblaze. Now he's reached the end of the trailblaze and falls into the longest dream of his life, leaving only an empty shell in the mortal plane, like the dream bubble once infused with someone's treasures. Now you share the same starry sky, and 2 trailblazing expeditions intersect. How do you feel about this? It seems that you view every moment as the start of Trailblaze. This way your trailblazing journey will never end. How interesting. That way you think is no different from Mikhail's if he were still alive. There's little doubt that you'd be birds of a feather. Okay, it looks like I have been unlocking these. They just didn't appear because I hadn't unlocked this section yet. Graffiti tag. Oop. There we go. The angle's not quite right for that, but that should fit. Let's do that just to get the stellar jade and then we can get rid of it. How are we doing here? 162. And looks like we have 2 more areas, which is probably the theater. And I've heard something about we're gonna go to the desert. Alright, now we should have enough to do another pull for Robin. Perfect. Nope. That puts us at 38, I believe. I should have gotten Gallagher. If I had known that Straight E was going to have a rerun this quickly after that event, I would have picked Gallagher. I don't even want to look at it. And then we have 8 there. This is making me mad. I had no Straight E's. And now I have 3 that I've gotten from this event alone. Because I got my first one from the other event. Ugh. That's annoying. Oh, that puts us at 9 of those. Do we have a character we can level up real fast to get? What does she need to ascend? Here, let's...
Very well. Out with the old and in with the new.
There we go. That gets us 10. And we're at 30 on the weapon, on the standard banner, so This will be 40. Gallagher, Sampo. I might have both of those light cones fully maxed out. This Sunday light cone is so cute. I wonder if that means Sunday might be a preservation type character. Anyway, do I have Pela for fully maxed out? I do. Okay, so this one is, we're gonna salvage this one. And then Baby, Serval, and Gepard. Which I also have fully maxed out. Okay. Nice. Okay, so I do believe that's as far as I'm getting today. Just remember to work on your Boot Hill assignments. It's really easy Stellar Jade that you can get from it. We're making pretty good progress. Yeah, this is the hat that we've been seeing. So I think we're doing pretty good. Maybe we'll get the Path of Harmony next time. What I'm very curious about is if it's gonna be Sunday if like theory-wise, if it's gonna be Sunday betrays us, Sunday is mind controlled by the Dream Master and unwillingly betrays us, or if this is just gonna be the Dream Master that we're fighting against. The design makes it look very much like Sunday because of this like halo right here is very similar to Sunday's halo, and then the wings on the head and whatnot. So I'm more inclined to think that we're going to be fighting Sunday, but is it going to be willingly or not is what I'm curious about. But also Sunday could have been influenced by the Stellaron, just like Cocolia was, so there's also that option too.
Life is as ephemeral as two.
Let's take a quick check on these messages, because I have a few of them. I see you've collected enough origami birds. It's time to claim your reward. Thank you for your contribution to Dreamville. That's what the script says. Find me outside the hotel VIP lounge in front of the giant clock. That's really... that one's pretty easy. Wait. Find me outside the VIP lounge in front of the giant clock. So is that where we met him originally that started the origami birds? Because like this is the VIP lounge.
A few games of chess will while away the time.
Oh, is that the giant clock? So essentially where we found him originally. You've come to face away with Dr. Blues. It does not look like it's going to speak anytime soon. Time passes in silence as you and the bird stare at each other. The silent staring contest continues. No one knows who's going to win. Hey, don't tell me you're here just to zone out. That's efficient. Have you found all the origami birds? They're so cute. Yes, right, sure, exactly. According to the Professor out, this is the reward for hardworking residents. You may have it. Well, it's a wrap. It's finally finished my part of this episode. Keep those questions to yourself for now. I don't want to have any spoilers. You still hear a long way to go before reaching the chapter where the truth will be revealed. 'Cause I don't want to. You scrutinize the birdie, determined to catch some hints from its expression. The bird flaps its wings and flies off. Oh, you get little origami bird icon. That's cute. I still really like this icon, and I will continue to keep it because I think it's absolutely the best. Pardon me. Pardon me. Okay. But that's the one you could do. Some of these are so funny. Of course you have all your characters, but these are the best ones, honestly. Oh look, you have them for this. Oh, that's cute. What else have we got? Okay. Got time for a chat. I never thought you'd chat. I thought you were a woman of few words, as you usually seem quite taciturn. I do get taciturn. Taciturn? I talk just as normal. Just finished a mission, got a few perplexities, reckon I could inquire of thee. The Tin Lords Commission was notified that someone had been flooding the internet with claims. I'm Mara-struck. There were lots of posts like that. It seems to be a call for help, so I went and did some sleuthing. I reckon it was just some internet shenanigans. Seems like you have crossed paths with many who are full of hot air. He isn't Mara-struck, and he doesn't even have any early symptoms of it. I have some free time now after making sure he's not Mara-struck. So why does he go around and tell everyone he's Mara-struck? I'm baffled. Perhaps by claiming so, he can use it as a get-out-of-jail-free card. Don't mess with me, because I'm Mara-struck, or something like that. I see. Now I get it. In other words, he doesn't want to be responsible for his words and actions. To me, being Mara-struck isn't something one should joke about. Thank you. I've learned a lot from this conversation. Hello, Mr. Stellaron. You're still alive? Always to open the poll for your game account. Such a pity I cannot read your response. This is a scheduled message. By the time this text arrives, our conflict should have come to an end. If all goes well, we may still have a chance to meet again. But who knows, sometimes I too have my share of setbacks. Let's say goodbye for now, friend. Adventuring sends you his heartfelt gratitude and utmost respect. May joy reign over your journey. See you later. Hope to see you again soon. Dearest customer, congratulations on completing the first challenge of Hanu's adventure. I believe you've collected all 5 limited edition storybooks that we distributed. May I ask if you discovered any content that was not associated with the Clocky cartoon while reading? Nope. Nothing at all. Just seems like children's stories. Understood. If in the future you do obtain Hanu's adventure storybook and discover any strange content inside, please make sure to destroy it immediately. Furthermore, follow-up content for Hanu's adventure is currently in development. You will be able to experience a brand new story of Brother Hanu in the Dreamscape very soon. Stay tuned. Like I would tell him. Oh, is this the lady that we gave a ton of credits because she was singing? Dear guest, you have completed 9 challenges in Hanu's adventure and outperformed 99.999% of players. Hold up, I just finished a few levels and I'm already beating almost 100% of players. Yeah, the entrance to this game is intentionally hidden to provide players with a sense of surprise, and this results in low participation rate. By the way, we have received feedback from guests that more and more unusual content has appeared in the Hanu's adventure storybook. As far as we know, the Bloodhound family has initiated an investigation, and this might cause inconveniences for the owners of these books. If you come across any such issues, we kindly request you destroy those erratic storybooks. Signal jamming detected. But hey, if you're cool and brave enough to chase the truth despite the risks, remember his story. Signal restored. Are you still there, dear guest? Anyway, there will be more levels in Hanu's adventure for you to discover in the future. Keep up the excellent work and become the best Brother Hanu. Interesting. I wonder if that was Silverwolf. Nifty. Alright, so we will continue on the story. It looks like it's being very interesting currently. As shown by the achievements. I'm in the wrong section for that. The achievements. It looks like we have 3 more sections, and probably we will be coming to the end of Penacony because of this gold achievement here, because we had, when we started on the Astral Express, the final fight with Belobog, the final fight on the Cienjo, and I think that first one was Herta Space Station, this one. So this is probably the boss fight and the final fight for Penacony, so we really are coming up to the end of it. But it looks like we have 2 more sections. We gotta get the Path of the Harmony, which is this one, and then probably the final fight with Sunday, and then the end of the Penacony section. So we're getting close. And then after that, we have quite a few of those purple individual quests to catch up on, and a bunch of miniature quests. But we definitely will have quite a bit of Stellar Jade to get, so that'll be nice. So yeah, so thank you so much everyone for watching. I know this was like a random day of the week, a little bit early, but hopefully it'll make up for the fact that I will not be here on this Sunday. I might be able to stream not tomorrow, but the Tuesday of next week as well. We'll have to see though. So how tired I am coming back from my trip this weekend. So goodbye, and I hope you all have a lovely day.